Right now on NH1 News at 10.
We just want to be here to support him and know that don't give up, hang in there.
Little League lockout. A Manchester mom going to the plate for her son after he was told he couldn't play with his team.
And it's a warm up for the weekend. A good amount of sunshine with temperatures approaching near 80 degrees next week.
A woman murdered in her own home tonight. An arrest made in her death. Plus, more parking could be coming to the seacoast. Why some people are on the fence over the project.
These charges are an important step in getting justice for Freddie.
6 officers charged in the death of Freddie Gray. What we're learning tonight about the officers and what Gray's family had to say. NH1 News at 10 starts right now.
61-year-old Darlene Lawrence found dead inside her home in Merrimack tonight. Police have her husband in custody, charged with her murder. As details emerge, NH1's Jenna Abate brings us new developments in the investigation.
Police continue to piece together what happened at 86 Back River Road, but they do have the man responsible in custody. Police continue their investigation, but we are learning new information in Darlene Lawrence's death. Joseph Lawrence, her husband, taken away from the couple's home yesterday, but neighbors say not in handcuffs. Today, police confirmed and formally charged him with the second-degree murder in that he knowingly took his wife's life. We're also learning it was a single shot to the neck with a handgun that Joseph used to kill Darlene. And the 911 call police responded to was made by Joseph himself. He appeared in court this afternoon for his arraignment where no plea was entered, and he will remain at the Hillsborough Department of Corrections without bail. He'll be back in court for a probable cause hearing on May 7th. That's when the state is hoping to learn more on a motive. Darlene was an employee of the state at the Department of Agriculture, and after speaking with the commissioner today, she said the entire department is very sad at this time. We've reached out to Darlene's children and extended family, also clearly upset, and out of respect, they just want to be left alone. In Merrimack, Jenna Abate, NH1 News.
The Amtrak Downeaster delayed today after a train struck and killed a man in Plastow. It happened around 3 p.m. The train was full of passengers headed to Boston. No one was hurt.
And they've been sitting here probably almost 2 hours. They've been very cooperative, patient. They understand there is a serious incident here.
Officials are still trying to identify the man, but they do say the conductor tried to slow down.
But today, we're excited. The people that they counted out, the whole nation would call them thugs and hooligans. They came together collectively, and we forced change. We made the difference.
These are the faces of the 6 Baltimore officers arrested and charged for the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray. Now, all 6 have been booked and posted bail. The Maryland Attorney General promising to fight for justice for Freddie Gray. Gray's family calling for peace tonight as protests continue across the city and the country.
As demonstrations continue in Baltimore, the city's chief prosecutor announced criminal charges against 6 officers.
I heard your call for no justice, no peace. Your peace is sincerely needed as I work to deliver justice on behalf of this young man.
Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby called the April 19th death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray a homicide. Charges range from second-degree murder to manslaughter to second-degree assault.
We are disappointed in the apparent rush to judgment, given the fact the investigation into this matter has not been concluded.
Freddie Gray's family says the charges are satisfying.
These charges are an important step in getting justice for Freddie.
And if people want to show their support, to do so peacefully.
We ask that whoever comes to our city, a city that we love, a city that we live in, come in peace.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
And if you are not coming in peace, please don't come at all. The last thing that Freddie would want is to see the hard-working people of Baltimore lose their jobs and businesses because of his death.
Reporting in Baltimore, I'm Polo Sandoval.
These incidents in Baltimore are just the latest to spark protests over police conduct. NH1's Andy Madison speaks to local law enforcement to get their take on the Freddie Gray case.
What angers me is that given how bad it is, some of our cops are still acting like meatheads is mind-boggling.
Strong words from Assistant Chief Nick Willard this week, talking about how some officers act on the job and the perception some have of law enforcement.
Look at all the vitriol that we're experiencing nationwide about some of it is warranted. Some of the things that I have seen, you know, they anger me, but it's so few and far between.
Manchester, like any town or city in New Hampshire, has a police department tasked with protecting and serving its citizens. And they put their life on the line every day at work. The Freddie Gray case in Baltimore, Maryland is just the latest in a string of police-related incidents that have caused protests. Some we spoke with in Manchester say they know every situation is different.
Some cops are good people and some cops were good people, and they got tired of seeing a lot of bad people, and now they're not very good cops anymore.
I just hope that justice is served.
Yeah,
and I hope
justice for an incident that has gained national attention. Andy Madison, NH1 News.
3 of the rioters from last year's Pumpkin Fest can lower their fines, but there's a catch, and keeping school officials away from social media accounts. NH1's Chris Ferreira has your 603 in 60 tonight.
3 men found guilty of disorderly conduct during riots near last year's Keen Pumpkin Festival can reduce their $1,000 fines by explaining to elementary school students how their actions led to the festival's cancellation. Uber drivers in Portsmouth and Manchester are helping donate to Goodwill. The drivers will deliver your donations for free from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday. Cinco de Mayo is just around the corner, and UNH President Mark Huddleston is warning students to celebrate respectfully. In a letter to students, he asked them to celebrate safely or face serious consequences. The Senate has approved a bill that would block schools from accessing students' social media accounts. Supporters say students have a right to privacy. Opponents say it prevents schools from investigating bullying accusations. With your 603 in 60, I'm Chris Ferreira.
A popular business in Portsmouth fighting a construction project with a petition. As NH1 Siobhan Lopez tells us, customers have rallied behind them.
We have a lot of loyal customers that love Gary's, been coming here for years.
Hundreds of those customers signing on to a petition against a proposed parking garage the city wants to build right behind Gary's Beverages on Deer Street in Portsmouth. The owners say the 2 to 3 years of construction would hurt their business, making it difficult for customers to park and vendors to make deliveries.
It's going to be very disruptive to business, and people are concerned.
Not all of their customers are so quick to sign the petition.
Because they want the parking here, but they still want Gary's. Someone, you know, they want to have their cake and eat it too.
I would like to see Gary's stay here and then just build a parking garage around them.
The project calls for a 6-story, 600-space garage. It's the city's effort to answer the call for much-needed additional parking downtown. Gary's owners have a lease with the property owner through 2021, but have been in talks about moving to a different building. Their business relies on their location.
With the downtown hotels, we get a lot of business from that. A lot of business during the summer, people walking around.
Many downtown businesses support the garage. The city council will vote on the proposal Monday night. In Portsmouth, Siobhan Lopez, NH1 News.
And coming up at 10:30, we'll hear from a business owner whose building will get torn down for the project. Find out why he's happy to see it go.
Oh, a quick check of your weather here as we are starting off. Mostly dry out there this evening. It's a cool easterly wind still in place, but we are going to start to warm it up. It's dry and we're seeing our temperatures mostly in the 40s. Some of us falling into the 30s overnight as our skies continue to clear out. There will be these patchy clouds. Now tomorrow we are going to be starting off a few clouds, but our skies will be brightening. It's a partly sunny day and our temperatures are warming 60s to near 70 inland with a sea breeze at the coast. We have a big warm up on the way here in the next 7 days, and we'll have a look at that in our 7-day forecast coming up.
We love him, and we love our daughter. We love our grandson, and we just want to be here to support him and know that don't give up, hang in there. It's all right.
A Manchester mom taking a swing at Little League Baseball after she says her 11-year-old son was ejected from his team. Now, when it comes to Little League, there are rules about eligibility. In short, you have to play where you live or where you go to school. Here's where the family lives right now. Here's where he wants to play, Manchester East Little League. He used to play there, but redistricting has forced him into Central, right here on the map. As NH1 Salim MacArthur explains tonight, the boy who simply wants to play ball is stuck in a very grown-up game of politics.
It's not a fun night out at the ball game for the Wozniaks.
Look closely and you'll see tears instead of cheers. You'll also notice that 11-year-old Matthew is wearing an official Manchester East Little League uniform, but he's sitting in the bleachers.
He asked me, can we go to the game? I know I can't play. And absolutely.
He can't play because they don't live in the district. Their home falls under Manchester Central, a problem for Mom.
So we were a little frightened at first. Wasn't a very clean environment, safe environment. We found some needles and stuff around the area.
So Kim Wozniak says she registered him at East anyway, petitioned for a waiver, and joined the league's board, hoping to slide him in. It didn't work.
I think I just want a reason why. And I want you to sign the waiver. He's 11, and he wants to play with the kids that he's been practicing with.
I was hoping to talk to you about Matthew Wozniak. After several calls and emails to West, East, and Central, the 3 little leagues Matthew has played for, only one response: no comment. Meantime, Matthew says he'll keep cheering on his friends.
I'm still a part of a team, and they're my buddies.
We love him, and we love our daughter. We love our grandson, and we just want to be here to support him and know that don't give up, hang in there. It's all right.
Celine MacArthur, NH1 News.
A source close to this story says waivers are rarely approved because the leagues don't want to encourage more people to move out of their districts. They also say Matthew has options. The rules allow a player who starts in one league to finish his time in that league. Now for Matthew, that's West. NH1 News will of course continue to follow this story.
Testing for Lyme came back positive, and it was a strong positive.
Oh my. A danger that could be lurking in your own backyard. Tonight, part 2 of an investigative report on what could be one of the worst years ever for deer ticks.
And you can put away those fall coats. Yes, we are seeing a big warm up in our immediate future here for the next 7 days. Temperatures are running above normal. We're going to see how warm it's going to be here. A run to near 80 degrees as we head into next week. And a look at the weekend. It's all coming up right after this.
New Hampshire is, you know, it's an hour away from me, and I think the folks of New Hampshire, I will see a lot of them.
Plus, it helps when your home state, well, is an hour away. Bernie Sanders is making his way back to New Hampshire, and a few other political figures stopping by as well when NH1 News at 10 continues.